Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. Today, our learning target says I can use mental strategies to subtract within 10. Before we get started, we're going to warm up our brains by counting by tens to 100. We did this last time, but if you're not quite sure, listen and then we'll do it together. You ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Great job. Let's do it one more time. I want to hear you. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Awesome job, boys and girls. Let's get started with our lesson. Yesterday, we talked about subtracting or adding within 10 using our mental strategies. Today, we're going to do the same thing, but with subtracting. So I want you to look right here. There are 7 birds sitting on a branch. If one bird flies away, how many birds are left on the branch? Yeah, there are 6, right? There are 6. Okay, so let's think about this now. If there are 7 birds on the branch and 2 fly away, how many birds are still on the branch? Right, there are 5. Very good. So when we subtract, we are taking away, we are removing. Very good. So I want us to think about using mental strategies. And when you're picturing it in your brain, you're physically removing or taking it away. So if we have my friend Kate, she has 8 pennies. So I'm going to have 8 circles. We know that when we make an 8 in a 10 frame, it's 5 on the top and 3 on the bottom. She gives her brother 1. So now we have to figure out how many does Kate have left. So if we were at 8 and she gives her brother 1, how many does she have left? Yeah, she has 7. So there were 8 in here. We took 1 away, and now 5 and 2 make 7. Very good. So now my friend Will, he has 8 pennies, right? And he gave his sister 2 of them. So I have to figure out how many pennies does Will have left to himself. So what do I need to do? Right, I'm at 8, so I'm going to take away 2, 7, 6. So how many are left? 6. Very good. So when we are subtracting within 10, just like in our pictures, we see that they're being taken away or they're being removed. And we're really just counting backwards instead of counting forwards. So let's look at this first one with this flower up top. There were 7 flowers, and it says that 2 went away, right? So if we were at 7 and we're counting backwards, we have 7, 6, 5. So there should be 5 flowers left standing. Double check and see, are there 5 right here? Yeah, so our answer is 5. Very good. Let's try it with this next one. We had 7 flowers, and we take 3 away. So we have 7, 6, 5, 4. So our answer is 4 because we have 4 flowers left. Good. So when we are subtracting in our minds, we're counting backwards, just like if you were looking at a number line and you were hopping backwards. Let's look at this balloon one right here. There were 8 balloons and 2 flew away. So if we're at 8, what number, if we're counting backwards, we have 8, it would go 7, 6. So when we count up how many are left, we count up 6. So our answer is 6. Very good. All right, on this one, we had 6 to start with, and 3 flew away, right? So we were at 6, 5, 4, 3. And the number you land on is your answer, and we had 3. Very good. So how do you know how many were left? Right, so you know, looking at our pictures, the ones that don't have X's are how many are left. Very good. And when we were counting backwards, what? The number we landed ours went up. You also might have been using your fingers. Very good. So, just like I just said, you might be using your fingers. Let's see about using it in here. Okay? So, we're going to be looking at the fingers, and I'm going to be marking them out to help us visualize. So, what I want you to do is hold up your fingers at home and remove them as I mark them out to help us with practicing with subtracting. So, we have 9 fingers to start with. How many are we going to be taking away? 4. So, we're going to count backwards. So, we're at 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So what number did we end on? 5. And then how many fingers are left? 5. So what's our answer? 5. Very good. All right, I want you to think as we're doing this next time, how did you choose which fingers to take away from in each problem? Okay, so here's our next one. It says 9 minus 5. So we're starting with 9, and how many are we taking away? 5. So we're going to count backwards. 9, we have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We also know that a whole hand equals 5, so we could have just crossed out the whole hand and then been able to notice that it would have 4 left over. So we have 4. So whenever you're thinking about it, you want to think what would be the quickest way. We can take away 5s quicker because it's just removing, and then we can see what's left. So let's look at this next one and see if you can find the quicker way to solve the problem. If we have 10 and we take away 4, so if we're at 10, take away 4, we have 6 left right here. So 10 minus 4 makes 6. Good job. All right, here's this next one. You ready? We have 10 minus 5. What would be the quickest way to get our answer? Right, we know that we're taking away 5 and a whole hand equals 5, so we can just cross out a whole hand and count what's left, and it would be 5. We also know that 5 plus 5 makes 10. Very good, boys and girls. This is going to be our last set to practice subtracting within 10. You guys are doing a great job using those mental strategies. So we're going to cross out the counters that are being taken away to help us complete this number sentence, okay? So we have 7 minus 2. So I have my 7. Do I want to start taking away 2 up here? Or where would be the most effective or efficient way to be able to solve? Right, we could just take the 2 that are right down here. So we have 1, 2. And we know that when the whole row on a 10 frame is filled in, it equals 5. So how many do we have left? 5. Very good. All right, here's our next one. 8 minus 3. We're going to take away our 3 that are down here. And for quick efficiency, we see that 5 is left. Very good. All right, one more. We have 10, and we want to take away 5. Well, we know we can take away a whole row, because that whole row equals 5. And what's left is a whole row. So what's our answer? 5. Very good. So how are all of these problems the same? Right? They all used a 10 frame. They all ended with their answer being 5. How are they different? Yeah, the amount that we were taking away varied. Very good. So when you are subtracting within 10 using your mental strategies, I want you to see what's the quickest way of groups that you can take away to help you get to that number the easiest. Great job, friends, with learning today, and I will see you next time.